Yo, top5rapwebsite.com. You already know what's going on. Another Friday live stream. A little late today. How late am I? 15 minutes late. Yeah, my fault. I had to go stop at Target and get my girl some Zyrtec. Like her allergies, like she has a thing with allergies, so I got her some Zyrtec. So I'm running a little bit late today, but still on time because we are back for another Friday live stream. There's one video in particular I want to get into today. And it's this video by Blackie Speaks. I'm sure you guys follow Blackie. It's crazy calling him Blackie. Well, calling him Blackie is a little crazy, but that's his name on YouTube. Blackie, why the music industry is dying. The reason I want to react to this specific video is because it kind of parallels with the video that I just posted. I think I posted this video, our most recent one. Was it last night or was it today? 21 hours ago. It was last night. 40-year-old rappers are winning. I think this is a great video. Like there are certain videos that I know are going to get a lot of views, and there are certain videos that I know are just going to be kind of middle ground. This one's kind of a middle ground one, but I just love the topic that I spoke about. So I post these anyways, already knowing they're not going to do super numbers, but I know my core audience will appreciate it. So this is like one of the favorite videos I've done in a while. And I think Blackie's, calling this guy Blackie is crazy. But I think Blackie's, HUR, Gwen, Zero, this is Adist name. Okay, shout out to y'all in chat. But I think this video is a good follow-up to the one I just posted. But before we get into it, you guys know I don't like to hold y'all forever. We do a little hour, 15 minutes on a live stream, then we out like a TV show. Before I get into that, I do want to just take a look at what's going on in rap today. Obviously, Young Thug. You guys heard about Young Thug. I actually have a video about Young Thug that I'm going to do tonight. I haven't even done the video, but I already know what I'm going to say. You watch my channel, you know how I feel about Young Thug. If you don't know how I feel about Young Thug, you're about to learn in this video. Another controversial video on the way? I don't know. But I got a video about Young Thug that I'm about to do. I haven't recorded it. I just know what I'm going to say. I'm going to do it right after the live stream, edit it, post it. It might take like 2 hours. But aside from that, we have the Megan Thee Stallion documentary. And I know a lot of people pick sides. Are you with Megan? Are you with Tory? I low-key wish I could react to this whole documentary because I think that would be good. I just don't know what the copyright thing is going to be like. But I know people pick a side, right? You're either Team Tory or you're Team Megan. To me, I don't have a dog in this fight. I think when you look at Tory Lanez and you look at Megan Thee Stallion, you have Megan Thee Stallion, who is, according to her peers, I don't know this woman, but according to her peers, she's a drunk. She has issues, right? And then you have Tory Lanez, who obviously has little man syndrome. He has a Napoleon complex. Like, being short is like, shout out to all the short people out there, but for Tory Lanez, he takes it some type of way. and it makes them react a certain way. So to me, between Tory and Megan, you got like basically two, I don't want to say clowns because that's too much. I don't know these people, but you have two questionable characters who met up and, you know, started. I don't even want to, I just feel uncomfortable talking about this, but they linked up, and now you have this shit fest of a scenario that happened between Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion, her friend Kelsey, and it's the result of two. I'm trying to think of a word. As you guys can tell, I'm not good at speaking when I'm censoring myself. If I were to just say what I wanted to say, but I don't know these people. But I would say you would have, just, to keep it politically correct, between Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion, you have two unscrupulous, am I using that word right? You have two unscrupulous characters, unscrupulous, having or showing no moral principles. I wouldn't say they show no moral principles, but they are highly questionable between the both of them. And it's no wonder you have a situation like what happened. But I know we got some people who are very strongly pro-Tory and are very strongly pro-Megan. Shout out to y'all. But I'm not one of those people. Let me bring up my chat. I have my chat in this window. Here we go. Bring the chat up right here. Thug got to change what he raps about now. HUR said, did he just say shout out to the short people? Yeah. Shout out to the short people. Yeah, Gwen said Meg is a baddie. Yeah, Meg is. Oh, let me take a look at Megan Thee Stallion real quick. Megan Thee Stallion is bad, but that doesn't change the fact that like I don't know these people, so I'm not gonna say it. But yeah, she looks nice. We'll say that. Well, not so much in this picture. Let's pick a better picture. Let's pick a better. Where is the Megan Thee Stallion picture from the cipher, the Houston cipher? Because she looked like this one. Yeah, okay, looks good, right? Doug about to give us grade school raps. Kimberly said, I appreciate your politeness. I try. It's endearing. We do have to keep to Victorian standards of speech for YouTube, elevate the vocab. I'm here for it. Yeah, Kimberly. My thing is, if I were talking about Tory Lanez or Megan Thee Stallion's music, I would just go all in. But I'm speaking about a case, and I'm speaking about two people. So I don't know these people. If I knew them, I could speak freely, but I don't know these people, so I'm going to like kind of limit what I say. But we do know certain things about these people. We know Tory Lanez has like anger issues, likely due to his Napoleon complex of being short. Shout out to the short people who don't have a Napoleon complex. You're just a regular person. Shout out to y'all. And we do know Megan. Well, we don't know this for a fact, but Tory Lanez we know because we've seen him attack artists. And Megan, her peers say that she has like issues with alcoholism. So you put these two type of characters together, an emotional man and like an alcoholic woman, yeah, you're going to have a shit show, which is what happened. Surprise. Surprise. Like, come on, man. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to drop my video, my Young Thug video tonight. Give me like 2 hours after live stream, maybe less. It might only be 7-8 minutes. I say that and the video comes out 20 minutes, right? But it takes longer to edit these things than it does to actually shoot them. And lastly, before we get to our video by Blackie, that's his name. I'm not insulting the man. His name is Blackie. Before we get there, just, quick overview of the new videos we got on this channel. I hit 14K this week, so that's dope. I'm almost at 14.1, road to 20K. We got my most recent video, 40-year-old rappers are winning. I talk about a lot of things. This is a great video in my opinion. This is like covering substance. It's not covering beef. It's original thought. Like I appreciate when people have original thought. This is original thought from me, not to toot my own horn. Then we got some more stuff. The Tyler, the Creator, Chromacopia album review, etc., etc. Yo, in this video, people, so can I be honest? People appreciated the gameplay in the background. So this game is Astrobot. This is like me and my girl trying to beat each other's runs. We're trying to beat each other's fastest time. That's why we keep fucking up, because we're like super nervous. But yeah, people appreciated that. So anywho, before we get into it, Dirty Bubble, top 5 Friday night stream. Yeah, facts. We in here. Facts. We in the thing. Kimberly said small peen energy, calling him short is just polite. I'm trying to be polite, Kimberly, like I said. But anyways, Tory Lanez fought a guy for not shaking his hand. Right. Everglades, right. So you've heard the stories. I think there was something with Tory Lanez and Travis Scott. Like, this is obviously a dude who just has anger issues. And it's obviously because he's like 5'2". But it's chill, though. Like, it's chill. Like, you know, you don't have to be a dickhead. Anyways, Blackie Speaks. I'm going to call this man Blackie throughout the video, but just know that his channel name is Blackie Speaks. Why the music industry is dying. I think it's a great follow-up to the video I just posted. 40-year-old rappers are winning. Let's get right into it. And let me turn this up.
On its way to the bottom, as over 150 employees and one of the biggest major labels in the industry got laid off, and a whole host of artists have also been getting dropped. This marks a very important time in music, as there's currently a very big shift taking place, mostly in relation to the documented plateau of revenue from streaming, something that does affect the entire industry as a whole. Atlantic Records, which is the home label to some of the biggest stars in music, recently reported that they're downsizing as a part of a major restructuring effort. It was reported that over 170 people working at the major label got laid off. This includes people in the management sector, people from the marketing department, and a whole lot of the employees put in positions to make.
And that's across, I think, all industries, but especially tech first. There are a lot of layoffs happening, even like places like Salesforce. These are like non-hip hop, non-music related. Salesforce, X, Twitter, formerly known as Twitter. There are layoffs happening across the board.
Make the artist win. A lot of musicians are also suffering in the process. If you're not aware, a whole lot of artists have also been getting dropped from the label. The names of those artists are not known yet, but let's just say that these record labels sign thousands of new artists every single year, knowing that 95% of them are not going to succeed, which leaves them with a very small pool of winners. And they're banking all their money on that small percentage of artists breaking even, and an even smaller percentage out of those coming out on top and becoming big names and successful names that makes them a lot of money. There's also been a wave of music executives stepping down from their respective positions.
Well, we saw a lot of executives like Kevin Liles step down after the Diddy. After the whole Diddy thing, there are at least 1 to 3 executives. I know Kevin Liles for sure. Right when Diddy got raided and all that, a little bit after that, they started stepping down, which is a smart. Step down, leave the country if you know you was in some foul shit. Dirty Bubble said, why Blackie sound like he's a 12-year-old trying to be quiet so they don't wake up his moms? Hey, yo, yeah, chill. Gwen said, I watch a few of his videos randomly when they pop up on my algorithm. Yeah, Blackie Speaks is a huge channel. He has like 1 million plus. He's huge. Pause.
Kevin Liles, CEO of 300 Entertainment, which is the home to Young Thug.
Hey, Kevin Liles, there we go.
Stepped down after working at the label for over a decade. Julie Greenwald, chairman of Atlantic Records, is also stepping down in January. This may not seem all that major to most people, but it actually is. We're seeing a very interesting shift taking place right now because streaming has undoubtedly dominated the music industry for the last decade.
Fly to Fit Chick says, can you turn the video sound up more? Yeah, it's as high as it can go for me. I think it's just because Blackie, the man's name is Blackie. It's crazy. It's because he's speaking like kind of low. So like Dirty Bubble mentioned it, like he sounds like he's trying to be quiet. And I know it's annoying because you have him speaking and he's super soft, and then I chime in and I'm kind of louder than him, but this is as high as I can go. I'm sorry.
Streaming was introduced in the early 2000s with Napster, which is an American peer-to-peer file sharing application primarily associated with digital audio file distribution that originally launched on June 1st, 1999. With the launch of Spotify in 2008 is when it became a staple in the music business. It's been the dominant source of income for the music industry since the mid-late 2010s.
Right.
And it's overtaken physical sales and digital downloads as the primary revenue driver. Now that's been the case for a while, but it does look like the streaming revenue growth in the music industry is appearing to slow down. Although it has grown steadily for years, recent trends suggest that the rapid expansion seen in previous years is now tapering off. As an example, Sony Music reported a modest growth in its streaming revenue in the second quarter of 2024, which is lower than expected compared to previous years. So things objectively aren't as good as they used to be. When a lot of people think about inflation, they think about the effect it's having on their...
And I wonder, because he's talking about the music industry as a whole, right? He's talking about the music industry as a whole is dying, which I don't think is true. But he's only showing hip hop artists. I would agree that, like, the reason we're watching this is because it follows up this video that I've done recently so well. But this video that I've done is about hip hop artists, rappers. He's kind of speaking more so in the music industry as a whole, but he's only showing hip hop artists. He speaks really low in all his videos. Yeah. Tory's mad about his hair or lack thereof issues. Yo, all men bald at some point. Like my uncles tell me, you just gotta let it go. All my uncles is bald, bro. Yo, when I go bald, I'm going to Turkey. I'm getting a hair transplant. I'm just facts. when my shit start receding, I'm going to Turkey, man. Come on.
Their everyday lives, which is understandable because that's the only thing we know. But I want you to realize that this concept applies to the music business as well. We're talking increased touring costs, which is where artists make the majority of their money. This includes rising fuel prices, venue rental fees, and labor costs. This has made touring significantly more expensive. Artists are finding it harder to profit from live performances, which is why so many musicians are not only canceling, but also scaling back on touring.
And that's the thing, like, I'm glad Blackie mentioned that. You would never think, yo, the fuel cost, rising fuel costs, how does that affect Adele or Beyonce or Dominique Jones, aka Lil Baby? But I don't call him Lil Baby no more because that's sus. How does rising fuel costs? They're touring around the country. A lot of times they're taking a bus, they're taking a vehicle. How much, rising fuel costs affect them. And because the cost of fuel goes up, that means you have to sell more tickets. Like all of this, these little micro things, they all play a part.
Of course, connected to the consumer, because if it's more expensive to tour for an artist, that obviously drives up the prices they set on things like tickets. So the consumers are facing higher tickets.
And that's a great point. Because their costs increase, even something as small as fuel costs, now they have to raise prices on tickets. Even if it's only 50 cents, 10 cents, that's just based on fuel. Then you add in all these other factors, economic factors. Then the cost of an average ticket from a ticket buyer, from a consumer, goes from, let's say, $30. It goes from $30 to $40, or $120 to $140. Like all these things affect the price.
Prices as these costs are passed on, factoring in the increased price of raw materials for physical products like vinyls and higher shipping costs, which is impacting the distribution of physical media. This of course puts immense pressure on profit margins for the record labels, because if their artists aren't making as much money, that affects their bottom line. Inflation is driving up costs across the board in the music industry, from live performances to physical product production, while also potentially reducing consumer spending power. And since so many people in general...
You shot this video at the Nike store? That's interesting. Fly to Fit chick said, "I'm bald by choice and I love it." Now, usually the bald chicks, when black chick go bald, usually that's all I'll say. That's all I'll say about that. My husband is bald. Tell Tori to leave that man unit alone. It's unbecoming. My only thing is, look, I'm not going bald, bro, anytime soon, bro. And if I do, I'm going to Turkey, bro. We getting that hair transplant. Come on. What are we talking about? I'm going to be like Myron Gaines with the hair transplant. Everglades said, in my humble opinion, hip hop shouldn't be the #1 genre. To be mainstream, you can't take too many risks. Think Taylor Swift. While Lana Del Rey isn't as dependent upon by the label, so she's free to experiment. Yeah, and I guess that's a whole nother video topic, Everglades, but that's a great point. I think the fact that hip hop is falling off the charts is a good thing. Even though I've done this video and I kind of talk about why I done this video, 40-year-old rappers are winning, but I really go into like, where are the new artists and where we at on the charts? I think it's good that hip hop is falling off the charts, because it means all of these vultures who are swarming to do hip hop because they think it's profitable, go do reggaeton. Go do, what is this genre of music Bad Bunny does? Go do that shit. Leave hip hop for the people who want to rap. And then we're just going to have better music. That's what I think. I wonder why, if this is why Ari Lennox is online screaming about Dreamville and Interscope. Gwen, that may be a part of the reason. Dreamville has said they don't want to invest in advertising, but it's an extra cost. So I think it's dumb. Why would you not invest in marketing and advertising for your artists? Like that just doesn't that doesn't even sound right. But I don't know her contract at the same time. But yeah, Ari Lennox, why would you even sign to J. Cole to begin with? You're not a rapper. You're signing to an active artist. I never understood why current artists sign to active artists labels. That has only worked one time in history that I can remember, with Lil Wayne. When he signed Nicki and he signed Drake and he signed Tyga, that's the only time it's worked. But it wasn't really Wayne running Young Money. It was still Birdman. Other than that, I don't get like Gloria, whatever. Why would you sign to Yo Gotti? I don't know, bro. It's working for her though. Like Gorilla just sold like 70K.
Are struggling financially, and inflation is putting such pressure on household budgets overall, the consumer is going to prioritize essential goods over discretionary spending, like concert tickets, merchandise, and music subscriptions. Overall, less money is being put into the music industry due to the
I can barely hear him too. I can barely hear him.
The music in itself is actually a very costly aspect of the process. Most industry artists aren't do-it-yourself musicians because they don't write, record, produce, mix, and release
all by
out
themselves
of their bedroom. In that case, why would they sign to a major label?
And this is why I respect Russ, because Russ is really, guys like Russ, guys like Big Crit, if they needed to create their own album by themselves, they can do it. They can write it, they can create the beats, they can even mix and master it. This is what I respect about guys like Russ.
Like to drink and smoke some Doja, and I feel like smoking platinum.
Yeah.
So unless you fall under the category of someone like Russ, who does everything in-house, as
Right.
soon as you enter the industry, you're going to pay industry prices just to create the art. This is something.
I was about to say, that kind of looked like the Sloss and Swap Meet, but it's
enter
not.
the industry, you're going to pay industry
My LA folk, is that the Sloss and Swap Meet? It's green. I'm not used to seeing green strip malls. That's not the Sloss and Swap Meet.
prices just to create the art. This is something Florida singer and songwriter Money Long spoke about recently. Money Long has for a long time been a successful writer in the music business, but during her rise as an artist after her hit song Hours and Hours blew up, she spoke about some of the things she realized about how expensive it can be just to record music.
I gotta mix it. That's money per song. Now that's 14 songs on this album. The last album was 19. So studios typically for a 12-hour block is $1,200. Then the session engineer is $75 to $100 an hour. So
Think about that. Hold on. We got to rewind what she just said. We got to rewind it.
that's 14 songs on this album. The last album was 19. So studios typically for a 12-hour block is $1,200. Then the session engineer is $75 to $100 an hour. So just add that up. Say you do 7 sessions a week, $10,000 just on sessions. And then anything anywhere from $2,500 to $10,000 a track. That's 19 tracks. So that's $100,000. And now you gotta pay for the beats. So they're anywhere from $5,000 to $40,000 a track, depending on who you're working with. And sometimes there's multiple producers, so you gotta pay
Right.
this fee,
Facts.
I didn't realize how much money that it takes to actually.
So this is where you need to be. I'm not saying a rapper has to be able to do all of that by themselves, but you should be able to do some of the stuff by yourself. You think she just said, if I go to the studio 7 days a week, which is album mode, basically when you're working on your album, it's $10,000 a week. To set up your own studio in your house, to get all the top equipment, you might run yourself $30,000, just getting the audio mixers, getting the microphones, a couple different microphones, getting the soundproofing, building. You might run 30, 40, 50, 60,000. But she said 10,000 a week. So you're going to recoup that money in 2 albums. If you spend 40,000 in your house, 30,000 in your house to get a proper studio set up with some top of the line equipment, you're going to recoup that cost within 1 or 2 albums. Now, I don't expect a rapper to be able to know how to mix and master. You need a proper sound engineer. As a rapper, you don't want to have to spit a verse, then go back to your computer and then, let me edit, let me go. You don't want to have to do all this shit in Pro Tools. You just want to be able to go in a booth, rap, be like, okay, take me back to the top of this verse. I want to respit that, boom. Okay, delete that part. You want to be able to instruct somebody who can do it quickly. So sound engineer, cool. But you can cut off so much of the costs by just having your own home studio. This is facts.
be an artist. This is before you market. This is before you shoot a video. This is before you do an appearance.
This is why a lot of your favorite artists in the industry are actually struggling. Believe it or not, a lot of artists are surviving off of the advance money they receive from the record labels. And that money, which is a loan, of course, has to be paid back through your record sales. Every aspect of the process, whether it's music videos, marketing, securing features, first-class flights, has to be recouped by the label. But what happens?
Yeah, all that got to be recouped. And this is why people think rappers are rich. They see them in, flying first class. They're on a private jet. They're wearing Louis. They're wearing Gucci. They're wearing True Religion. All that is debt. There's only a handful of rappers who are actually rich. The rest look rich. They're in debt with their label. If the label called in that debt, them niggas would be in indentured servitude, like working to pay off the debt. Majority of rappers. Even the famous ones. There's only a handful of rappers who are rapping who are actually materially rich. Renting everything, Malcolm says. Yeah, facts. Even when you look at a rapper's house or where they live, it's a facade. How many rappers did we see on MTV? They was in some shit that was rented, or it wasn't even really their spot. This is why when Method Man and Redman did MTV Cribs and they really showed how they was living, it was such a big deal because, a lot of rappers is living like this, but we the first ones that just gonna be like, we not about to rent somebody's house to put on MTV Cribs for marketing. We about to be in this 1-bedroom apartment. We got old food in the refrigerator. We got a nigga over here sleeping on the floor. That was one of the best MTV Cribs episodes too, because it was real. When you see a rapper and majority of the rappers, it's not even that they have no money. They actually have negative money. They're in debt. They have negative money. They just look rich. The label buys them all this clothes. All this is a business expense. When you see this rapper in Dolce & Gabbana, or you see this rapper with all these chains, the label's buying that. It's a business expense. They writing that off at the end of the year. These folks is not rich like that. Tina B said the advance is a loan. Facts. This is all facts. When you see a rapper sign, they signed, they got $1 million advance. The advance is a loan. That's facts. The advance is money for you to create your album. That's what it's for. But what do? They go out, they buy chains, they buy clothes, that's not even a bad thing because the advance is for your album, but maybe your image is a huge part of your music. So for you to be investing in these clothes and this jewelry, it's going to aid your music sales, right? But the advance is a loan and it's for you to record your album. Dude, get $1 million, $2, $5, $10 million advance. That's like you going to the bank and getting a loan, and then you on Instagram doing the money spread, flexing it. bro, that's not yours. Ty Taylor said you should do a video on K-pop and how it's becoming popular. My girlfriend's into K-pop. She be going to the concerts and stuff. She got like hoodies and merch. I don't know anything about K-pop, actually. But thanks for the idea. I'll look into it. Lace said, my studio is $85 an hour for recording. And I think $500 per song to get it fully mastered. And think about it, $500 per song, Laser is saying, to get one song fully mastered. Money Long said her last album was 19 songs. That's 500 times 19. We're going to do that math real quick. 500 times 19. That's 10 G's, damn near, after taxes. It takes about 3 or 4 hours to lay the vocals. Get it properly mixed and mastered if you got shit ready. So yeah, this is 500 times 19. And then this is just to get it mastered. Then he's saying it's like 3 to 4 hours per song to lay the vocals. So you talking about 3 to 4 hours times 85 an hour. Like, this is not cheap. So this is why I say, artists, especially if you're on a level to where Money Long, not everyone, but people, you're already in the mainstream nomenclature, right? you should have your own studio already set up. You just need to go ahead and invest that $20K, $30K, and just cut out that cost completely. Gwen said Nipsey gave folks the model to success, but it requires more work than most are willing to do. That's fact. Facts. And all these rappers who have all these homies who hanging around him all day in the streets and all this. One of these dudes, when you're becoming a huge rapper and you got all these street dudes around you, 1 or 2 or 3 of these dudes, you need to go send them to audio engineering school. If you're not willing to go to audio engineering school, get away from me. I need one of y'all to go to audio engineering school so I can just completely, like Laser said, I can cut out this $85 an hour for the engineer that I'm hiring every time I want to do a song. I just cut that completely out. I got somebody on my team in-house who can do it. And I got 3 people who can do it, 2 people who can do it. They don't think like this, man. Money Long is independent. I don't really know much about Money Long, actually. Let's see, Money Long. I know Nicki shouted her out one time. Let's see. Money Long 36. Shout out to Florida. Who is she signed to? Nah, she's on Def Jam. And Capitol and Virgin. She's in probably a bunch of deals. She's on Def Jam and Capitol and Virgin. She's signed to everybody. Imperial said I went to audio engineering school. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Coming fresh out of college, I was going to go to FAU and do audio engineering, but I just never did. I just went to school for business.
People aren't streaming your records, and you signed the infamous 360 deal, which allows a label to essentially eat off of all your income streams. You have a situation where you get stuck in the recoupment phase for an eternity, which is another way of staying in debt. New York rapper Fat
That's all.
Joe,
We got to rewind that. And shout out to all the lurkers in the chat. You may not in the chat. Shout out to all the lurkers watching. You may not be in the chat. You may not be in the comments, but you're watching. Salute to y'all. I'm the same way. Just hit subscribe. That's all I need. Just hit subscribe.
But what happens when people aren't streaming your records and you sign the infamous 360 deal, which allows a label to essentially eat off of all your income streams? You have a situation where you get stuck in the recoupment phase for an eternity, which is another way of staying in debt. New York rapper Fat Joe, who a lot of people will recognize from the song Lean Back.
Lean back. Lean back.
Did y'all see Fat Joe's performance at Yankee Stadium? Oh man, that was horrible. Horrible.
Spoke about how an album he dropped over 20 years ago that sold over 2 million records still has him in a place till this day where he owes his previous label money.
Scientist who wins the Nobel Peace Prize to do the accounting on major labels math, and they always can't figure it out. And so it's robbery all the way through. And you sing your life, your pain, your this, that, and they own your shit. So that's why I say it's a Ponzi scheme. I sold 2 million records.
Yeah.
Still ain't recouped. I have an album, Jose sold 2 million.
Well, how much did you spend? See, I'm not downing Fat Joe because we all know record labels do slimy things, especially back then during the lean back days. This is like what, 02, 04? But I'm also curious, how much did you spend? You sold 2 million, which is great, double platinum. But how much did you spend to make all that happen?
Million records. When I get my statement from the major label 20 years later, I still owe them money. I put out an album independently on Empire and get distribution. My album might sell 250, 300,000 records. I make millions of dollars off of it.
Method Man, which is another legacy act in hip hop, revealed this.
I would need to see the balance sheet. I need to see the balance sheet to really know. But yeah, if you sell 2 million records, in any normal situation, you should be good to go with the label.
Here that he's never received.
But it depends on how much you spent
from streaming in his career.
You know, honestly, I've never gotten a streaming check for any of my music. I've never gotten a streaming check for any of my music. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure it all out.
Which is insane to even think about. So even the older artists who've been around for some time don't have it figured out the way you think they do. The reality is, people are just not buying albums like they used to. And since the monetary payouts to individual artists is extremely low, this is a very unsustainable model.
See, I can understand what Blackie is saying. His name is Blackie, y'all. Like, the channel's name is Blackie. I gotta keep saying this because calling this dude Blackie was crazy. I almost forgot what I was what I was trying to say. I can agree that yes, the streaming era, there are less albums being sold, but I would assume there are more listens on one album. The reason why there are less albums being sold is because of how streaming services calculate how many streams equals one sale. So you could have like Ice Spice, who doesn't have good sales at all, but she has like 5-10 million monthly listeners. Is that more or less monthly listeners than if she was in the early 2000s and only had pure album sales? Like if she goes gold, if she sells 500,000 records in the year 2000, is that equal to 10 million monthly listeners? No. But nowadays, Ice Spice can have 10 million monthly listeners and not even get a plaque from the RIAA. So it's an interesting conundrum how they added up. Somebody said, why didn't you react to, who said that? Ben Chillin said, why? Ben Chillin, one. Why haven't you reacted to the Deleted Kendrick video? I didn't see it. I'm going to see it. I'll take a look at it. You made the right choice not to. Why you say that, Imperial? You made the right choice not choosing audio engineering. I've actually known a lot of rappers in music. I've known rappers since like 16. Y'all remember the rapper Angel Hayes? Shout out Angel Hayes. She was on the freshman list. I used to literally manage Angel Hayes when I was in high school. I used to manage her collaborations. When anybody wanted to do a collaboration with Angel Hayes, I handled that. I take my cut, I get the stems, all that ready for Angel, send it to her, she send her verse, I send it back, boom. I fucks with Angel Hayes, heavy. She had she should stop releasing records though. She released one in 2021, but this, probably like a little bit before this, I'll say 2010 to 2012. In between there, I managed Angel Hayes. And she was on the freshman list. I was like 16, and there was all types of people reaching out, trying to collab with her. She was hot. There she is. With Action Bronson. Who else? That school. She was on the cover with Ab-Soul, Joey Badass, Schoolboy Q, Action Bronson, Trinidad James. Who's that? G-Eazy? Is that G-Eazy? That's Macklemore. That's Macklemore. But yeah, like I could have used those audio engineering tips back then. Like I've been like knee deep in music. I could have used the audio engineering, right? Where we at? Oh, my mom in the chat. Shout out mom in the chat. Man, I went to school for audio engineering, and everyone that asked me to miss their shit is Basura. Facts. But sometimes, and the thing is, when you're an audio engineer and someone who's trash asks you to mix their music, you end up listening to that trash music about 1,000 times because you're just going back, you're fixing stuff. You end up listening to the trash music like 1,000 times. That's the crazy part. Everglade said, how did you arrange that? How did I arrange managing Angel Hayes? Well, I heard her music on Twitter. This was like in 2010 when Twitter was super new. And I was like, yo, I don't know. I forget what I said, but I think I just reached out and I was like, yo, do you do collabs? How do you handle those? And for her, she was like, yeah, I got all these collabs in my inbox. I don't even look at this shit anymore so much. And I was like, yo, I'll manage that for you. I'll take my small cut. It was a small cut. I'll take my small cut. And see, I was just trying to get into the music industry thing because that's the direction I wanted to go in at the time. I was like, I'll take my small cut and I'll manage all that. And I did that for a long time. But then she got really big. Like she got huge. And then like 2 years later, she's on the cover of Double XL. But shout out Angel Hayes though. Angel Hayes could really rap. Facts. Like facts. She's really like that. It kind of, now that I look at her Wikipedia page, it's kind of saddens me that she doesn't really release music anymore. Because Angel Hayes was like that for real. Like BET Awards, Best Female Hip Hop Artist, MTV Awards, brand new. Like she was really like that. Angel Hayes, if you watching, yo, keep dropping, man. Keep dropping. Facts. Taylor and Drake are the only people with contract lawyers who can negotiate for them. Taylor Swift and Drake getting all the streaming money. Yeah, Taylor Swift, Drake. See, I don't even know if they're getting it because I don't know what type of label deal they're in. Bronxy's Ben Chillin already answered your question. The deleted Kendrick video reaction. I don't know what that is. We could take a look at it though. Bronxy said, I have a question. I don't mean anything nasty or racist by this, but why do you think Puerto Rican rappers haven't really taken off? Sure, there are folks who are mixed, but I'm curious. Well, I don't know. I'm not in the Puerto Rican community, but I know we have guys like Fat Joe. And on the West Coast, we have Mexicans. We don't really have Puerto Ricans. We have Mexicans. And I honestly couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you why the Mexican or Puerto Rican rappers don't take off hugely mainstream. I mean, you got the Mexican, what's his name? That Mexican OT from Texas. He's making some moves. I don't know. I don't know enough about the inner workings of the Mexican community because there are plenty of Hispanic people, right? And we can see that they support their Hispanic music genres. But why don't they support the Mexican rappers and the Puerto Rican rappers as much as they support the black rappers? I don't know, personally. I can't speak on that. Where we at in the chat? Jaguar. We talking about Jaguar, right? What are we talking about? Imperial said I mixed a bunch of trash people. All right, we back to the video.
Set in place, which is leaving many musicians financially vulnerable in 2024. Artists are not only dependent on touring and merchandise sales, which is becoming more costly for the consumer. A lot of artists on these major labels are also facing continuous pressure to release content in the form of music and digital content without seeing a substantial increase in royalties. The record labels are far more focused on short-term streaming trends, and this hit-driven market makes it harder for artists to build long-lasting careers. These layoffs and cuts in artist rosters also means less support for musicians in terms of promotion and A&R development, and that's leading to the artists shouldering more of the financial and marketing budget themselves, which is the entire point of signing to a record label. You're gambling on other people's money with the help of this infrastructure that's supposed to propel your name beyond ways you could do it yourself. What happens when half the building that was championing your artistry gets dropped overnight and you're now left to fend for yourself? The truth is, a lot of artists in the industry are coming to terms with the fact that everything is truly not what it seems. Prince did, after all, call record contracts another form of slavery. This is something he realized after the battle for his master recordings, which led to him changing his name to a symbol in the 90s as a form of protest against his record label,
artist formerly known as
Tupac
Prince.
is another good example of this conversation, because Tupac wasn't as rich as you would think he was looking from the outside. After his death, Pac's family discovered that he was millions of dollars in debt to his record label.
Think about that. Tupac was millions of dollars in debt. This is what I'm saying. Tupac. So think about the rappers today who are only doing 40, 50K. If Tupac was in debt, what their situation looking like? Think about it.
Not only that, but the house that he had supposedly purchased before his passing wasn't even in his name.
I discovered he had next to zero, next to nothing. I discovered that the home that he had thought that he had just bought was not his.
Afeni Shakur says her son deserved a lot more than he ended up with.
I say that the entertainment business is a business of prostitution and thievery. And that was rampant around my son's talent, you know.
The truth is that Tupac got stuck in the recoupment phase because the lifestyle he was living was fueled by the millions of dollars his label was fronting him, which was a necessity for him due to the fact that
and that's what I'm saying. All the stuff you see, the clothes, this is the GOAT. He was in millions of dollars of debt. So what do you think someone like Lil Durk or Megan Thee Stallion or any of these compared to Tupac, they're peons in terms of everything. If Tupac was that much in debt, imagine what they are. And he just said, he's in debt because it's the lifestyle, that's what it's fueled by. Everything you see that he got on the label is debt. It's like taking out a loan to go buy some designer clothes. That's basically what you're looking at. And then when you look at the current rappers, that's basically what you're looking at. So-and-so is in Dolce, so-and-so just went to Icebox and got a bunch of jewelry. It's debt. You think they coming out with their own money and paying for this? And if they are, they're dumb. The labels cut them a check. To them, it just looked like a check. It's debt. You owe that back based on how your next album does. And nobody is selling records enough to recoup on what they're spending. We already went over what the recording process looks like. And then you add on clothes and jewelry and designer. And then you got some rappers who they get all that stuff for themselves. Then they get it for their group of homies, 8, 9, 10 people. And then they want to fly first class in private jets plus 8, 9, 10 people. Think about that. That's a lot of money you're in debt for. So how much So when Fat Joe talking about, yo, I just sold 2 million records, and I didn't recoup, I'm still in debt. That's why I say, how much did you spend? If you sold 2 million records in a normal situation, that should be enough to recoup to where you can start seeing profits. But depending on how much you spent. This is facts, what I'm saying.
His career was filled with a whole host of legal troubles that he was constantly fighting with that money, and all those expensive video shoots weren't going to be paid by themselves, so the costs were racking up, and the ugly discovery made by his mother led to immense disappointment as she realized her son didn't have a lot of money to his name to begin with. These stories are...
Gwen makes a good point. She says labels will always find a way to ensure you're in debt to them. True. There is a whole thing. The more you're in, it's like a credit card company. The credit card company is not making money unless the credit card company banks on people who are not good with money signing up. If everybody who was signed, who had a credit card, just paid their credit card off monthly, did what they're supposed to do, kept a low balance, the credit card company will go out of business because they're not making money. They make money on interest. They make money on late fees, overdraft fees, et cetera, et cetera. Well, there's really no overdraft fees on a credit card, but you know what I'm saying? They make money on fees and interest. So if everyone was just good with money, like there would be much fewer credit card companies, and the record label is similar. Like you think if you have 10 artists, you had 10 rappers, not even 10. If you have 50 rappers, 100 rappers, out of those 100, one may be a Kendrick Lamar who does crazy records. One may be a Drake who does crazy amount of records. One may be a Bad Bunny. The rest of the 99 is all debt. So how do you recoup on that? Well, we keep them in debt. We keep them dropping projects. We keep them touring. We need to, it's like a parasite. We need to keep taking from this guy until they're completely dead, till they have no more to give. And that's what happens. And they got stylists, assistants, publicists, so many expensive. That's right, Tina B. And this is where the female rappers, this is where they really fuck up, to keep it very just blatant. The female rappers, they have so much more expenses with the stylists, like literally what you mentioned, stylists, expenses, and publicists. And, you know, whenever a female artist pops out, there's an expectation. And I don't even think it's a misogyny thing, because I think it's just a woman thing. Like a rapper, male rapper, he can, like Chief Keef, he can do a video on his block in a white tee, just jumping amongst his homies. The fan base ain't gonna judge him. But like the way the female rap fan bases are right now, it mimics pop. Like how you have the pop stands and all that. They expect choreo. That's money. Someone got to choreograph that, and you pay them by the hour. You probably talking about weeks, months of choreo. You got to have choreo. You got to have outfits. You got to have hair, nails, makeup. All this is stylists. All this is per hour. And you need it every time you pop up. Every performance, every music video. You want to do a photo shoot that you put out for social media, you're paying so much more for a female rapper, and they already don't sell. Female rappers their sales compared to men are already dog shit, to be completely honest. Sorry, Mom. Female rappers' sales are already dog shit. So then you add on all these costs on top of them. They're way more expensive than a male artist. And then you have people like Ari Lennox, and then you have people like SZA. They're more emotional. So when things aren't going their way, they're going to lash out. Which male artists lash out too. We just saw Blackie. That's his name, folks. His name is Blackie. We saw Blackie just mention Prince, and we'll see male artists like the Lox. They went off on Diddy about their contract. But they reach out, they complain, they're emotional, which is fine. But there's just so much more cost financially, and then like emotional cost. There's way more than a male artist. Extra cost, lower pay, just like the WNBA. Yo, he cook it. Think about how much, Birdman. Gwen, you called him baby. I'm not calling this man baby. I'm not calling Dominique Jones little baby. Birdman stole from Drake while under Wheezy. Now Drake is under UMG, right? Yeah, right. And look at Kendrick Lamar. Is Kendrick Lamar still signed to PG Lang? Nah, Kendrick Lamar is signed. No, is he still signed to TDE? I meant to say no, he's signed to PG Lang. A young kid like Pop Smoke renting vacation houses, putting his Addy out there, and dying in immense debt. Yeah, so I would wager, I don't know these guys' info, but I would wager the Airbnb that Pop Smoke, was renting, that I would wager that was paid for by the label. Go Gadget said he's spitting right now. Yeah, that's facts.
Are not uncommon, as a lot of artists are in a perpetual state of debt to their record labels, something that doesn't get discovered by the majority until the minority decide to hire an independent lawyer with no ties to the music industry for an audit. Rapper Chamillionaire is
right, yeah, oh yeah. Yo, the Chamillionaire case needs to be studied so much more. Chamillionaire, he's about to tell you, audited his label. You know Chamillionaire riding dirty, they see me rolling. Yo, you would think he's a one-hit wonder, but he's actually a mixtape legend, underground rap legend. And he showed people the gameplay 20 years ago. More artists need to follow this path. Let's hear about Chamillionaire.
The majority until the minority decide to hire an independent lawyer with no ties to the music industry for an audit. Rapper Chamillionaire is a great example of this. Chamillionaire is a 44-year-old rapper born in Washington, D.C., raised in Houston, Texas, who found success in the rap industry in the mid-2000s with the song Riding.
Hey, they hating, hey.
Chamillionaire rode that high for a few years, but ended up having other aspirations that didn't involve just being a rapper. Later in life, with the rap money he had acquired, Chamillionaire became a serial investor and entrepreneur who now has an estimated net worth of $50 million.
Oh, man. Yo, hearing Chamillionaire's story, I've already heard it 10, 15 times. It makes me happy every time I hear it. HUR said, do you think TDE not letting artists drop music is a tactic to keep them in debt? Yeah, I think more so it's a tactic to keep TDE making money, because anytime a rapper goes into a mode where they have to create an album, that's money that TDE has to spend. That's a lot of money up front that they have to spend. We already heard Money Long speak about it in this video. Studio time, the engineers, maybe you have live instrumentation. It's a lot of booking, which is a lot of money. So if we can just earn money as TDE off your back catalog, why would we ever have you drop music? The only time we're going to have you drop music is when your back catalog stops earning. But when you get an album mode, that's money we have to spend just to create the album, just the studio time and booking, the engineers and all that. And then we have to book marketing. We have to market. We have to advertise, which is another huge expense. Why would we go into this huge expense every single year when we can get by doing it once every 6 years? And the thing is, the fans think, oh, it's because Kendrick doesn't want to drop music. Absol doesn't want to drop music. They need 6 years to think of an album, even though in the beginning of their career, they released an album every single year, all of them. They used to drop albums yearly. Oh, it's just because Kendrick needs 7 years because he just needs time to make it perfect. Okay, keep believing that. Keep believing that. I don't.
Up having other aspirations that didn't involve just being a rapper. Later in life, with the rap money he had acquired, Chamillionaire became a serial investor and entrepreneur who now has an estimated net worth of $50 million. Chamillionaire, during his rise as a rapper, started connecting the dots in regards to how the music industry actually works. Just like a lot of artists in the end do, he realized that he was simply getting ripped off and managed to get out of his contract with Sony. Before he did that, however, Chamillionaire discovered $600,000 that was hidden by his record label. And that only happened after he hired a lawyer that did an audit of his financials in relation to the label.
I believe that
Chamillionaire is so smart. He discovered $600,000 missing, hired a lawyer who audited the label. Yo, this is anyone who wants to be a musician, not just wants to be, because most people who will be musicians will never get signed to a label. But the current artists who are somewhat on, They all need to be taught the story of Chameleonaire. There should be a documentary that's released and re-released every 4 or 5 years about Chameleonaire and what he did to his label.
Get out
Facts.
of his contract with Sony. Before he did that, however, Chameleonaire discovered $600,000 that was hidden by his record label, and that only happened after he hired a lawyer that did an audit of his financials in relation to the label.
I believe that when the check gets handed to an artist, the check is normally not right. The first person that told me this was Nelly. Nelly told me, you know, you got to learn how to do this thing called an audit. And I was like, what is that? And then he was like, man, you got to get a lawyer. And so I searched, I found Jay-Z's auditor, right? So he goes and he finds over $600,000 that the label hid from me. So I was like, wait a second, is this the way it always is? He's like, yeah, you got to keep on doing this.
Chameleonaire is one of the rare cases in music of someone who ended up coming out on top in the end.
Shout out
Because that's not usually
Chameleonaire.
how things go. A lot of artists have sadly been sold a lie of fortune, not realizing that it all does come at a cost that sometimes is too late to come back from. Luckily, with the abundance of information in this day and age, and people like me and other platforms speaking on this, I think there will be a rise in the truth prevailing, because
I don't. Yo, we're in an age of information and people are dumber than ever. I'll say it again. We're in the age of information and people are dumber than ever. Really, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, Gen Z, like people age 14 to like maybe like 20, and Gen Alpha, people younger than that, these should be the smartest people. They have the whole internet. Even when I grew up, I'm not old as fuck, but when I grew up, the internet was very young. Like, we didn't even use the internet like that. Like in the 90s, early 2000s, the internet wasn't like the go-to place. Now the internet it has everything. You have ChatGPT. Bro, think about how big Google and Ask Jeeves was. Remember Ask Jeeves? Google, all those early search websites. You got ChatGPT, which is that times a million. Claude, all these AI models who can bring you any information that you want. You would think that Gen Z and Gen Alpha are the smartest generation because they are in the age of information, but they're not. People, as the technology gets better, people get dumber. The smartest people are them old folks from the 80s and 90s. They grew up in the agricultural society. Somehow they're still the smartest. It doesn't matter how much the world changes. Their wisdom and their advice, it supersedes time. It's the young people with all the information at the grasp of their hands, and this thing we call a phone, you can get any information you want. These are the dumbest people. Facts. So you showing your age. Ask Jeeves. Yeah, Ask Jeeves. Ask Jeeves was like some first grade shit though. Like that was like first grade. But that was before Google. That was before Google had its huge monopoly. You had all these different search sites, and Google was just one that we learned about. Yeah, Yahoo, you had Ask Jeeves, you had ask.com, and Google was just one of many, right? But they used to say, yo, Ask Jeeves is better for educational questions. Google is better for this type of questions type shit. Yeah, Yahoo answers. Bro, Gen Alpha is like 10. Give them a chance. If Gen Z is any guess on how Gen Alpha is going to be, Gen Alpha is going to be worse. Yeah, AOL Messenger. You know, I was on Instagram the other day and they have notes, Instagram notes. And I was like, what is this? Like, because I don't go on Instagram like that. And Instagram notes is basically like the AOL Instant Messenger. Remember your away message? When you were not online, you were away and you leave a little message. That's basically what Instagram notes is. I was disappointed when I found out Kendrick told Keem to hold back his music. I would think once he started PG Lang, excuse me, he would treat his artists like TDE, but I guess not. Yeah, I don't know too much about that, so I can't really speak on that personally. But yeah, if you're a label, you know, you're going to lose so much money on artists. Unless that artist already has a studio, they already have an in-house team, you're going to lose money on them. And if they already have a studio and an in-house team, why would they need a label, right? So I cheated my ass off in school because of Ask and Ask Jeeves, right? So think about the kids today. They got ChatGPT. And they say, yo, you can use ChatGPT to do your work. But if you do, there are ways teachers can check it. You can ask ChatGPT, do this work and make it unrecognizable by any other AI programs that detect plagiarism, and ChatGPT will do that. I use ChatGPT like for everything. I'm about to upgrade to the premium version for $20 a month because I use it. ChatGPT has replaced Google for me. Yahoo Answers was my parents. You showing your age. Fly to Fit Chick said I'm 56 and you speak in AOL was the ish. Facts. I remember having an email address early on. You log into AOL, you got the dial up. It's trying to connect to whatever the fuck it was connecting to. It's making that screeching sound. You finally connect, you go to AOL, you've got mail. You remember the internet CDs? Yeah, yo, y'all taking it back. On my mom's computer, I installed Microsoft Word. I installed all that stuff. I learned early, y'all. Let me put this disk in. Okay, install. I think I was like 6. For real.
Believe it or not, the majority of people still don't know any of these things I talked about in relation to the music business. The lies have been marketed as such a
playing 3D pinball. Facts.
Big scale. It's became the truth to the masses, and it's due to both the public and the musician being uninformed that the corporations are able to keep making their money because the music industry.
Yo, remember when you couldn't be on the phone and on the internet at the same time? You remember you couldn't be on the phone? I'm talking about the cord, not a cell phone. We talking about the house phone. You couldn't be on a house phone and on the internet at the same time. I go way back, man.
Is a revolving door. For every artist that gets dropped, there's 10 more that get signed at the same time. And statistically, 80% of them have no clue what's waiting on the other side. Even the ones who are in the knowing.
I remember having the Earthlink, since we talking about internet CDs, I remember times we didn't have internet. We would have internet, did not have internet. Like with cable, I'm sure y'all had this experience too. Sometimes we would have cable, sometimes we would not have cable. Now that we look back, it was financial issues, right? But I remember times we wouldn't have internet. I'd go get a little Earthlink. Remember Earthlink? I get a little Earthlink CD, get the little 10-day free trial, install that. I look like a genius at like 8 years old. Facts. Facts.
End up getting blindsided at some point. Even though the business of music will never die, the industry aspect is in fact dying because the industry is based on a lie and an illusion and a skewed perception of what it means to make it. The glass is getting shattered as we speak. The rooms are emptying themselves out. The queue to the entrance is getting shorter. And let's just say that the party is in fact dying. Anyway, appreciate you for making it till the end. Before you leave, make sure you drop a like on this video.
Okay, shout out to Blackie. That's his name, folks. His name is Blackie. I'm not insulting him. Shout out to Blackie. Why the industry music is dying. The music industry is dying. Shout out to Blackie for sure for not copyrighting me. I've never reacted to a Blackie video. I've watched many of his videos, but I've never reacted to one. So salute for not copyright striking us. Someone was talking about, what they say, deleted. What's his name on YouTube? It's like this, deleted. Okay, here we go. 30K. I feel like this dude should have way more than 30K. Like, he said the Kendrick video. It's Kendrick Lamar, a contradiction. Ooh. Y'all want me to do this one? Y'all want me to say this for next week? What y'all want? Let me know in the chat. Should we watch this right now or should we wait till next week and do this? It's Kendrick Lamar, contradiction. I'm gonna give it a couple seconds in the chat. Should we watch this now or should we do it next week? I'm gonna wait. Who didn't steal cable back in the day? Yeah, for a cool minute, we had like the cable hookup. We had all the pay-per-view channels. We only had that for like a couple weeks though. And then I discovered HBO late at night. They used to play porn on that thing. Crazy. I was like, what the hell? It was pay-per-view. They said, now do it now. Okay, we'll watch the Kendrick one. This is gonna be a longer live stream than I usually do. Shout out to my lurkers, shout out to my chat people first, shout out to the chat. But shout out to the lurkers. You're watching the video. You know you're watching the video. You're not in the chat, you're not in the comments, but you're lurking. Shout out to you. I'm the same way when I watch videos. Just hit subscribe. It's all good. Everglades said, double feature, let's go. Infamous said, I hate his names, but his videos be good. Yeah, I'll fuck with delete it. I changed my name because people hated the name. I used to be top 5 rap website. Now I'm just top 5 Troy. Will Laker said, I used to be messaging girls from like Utah on AIM. Yeah, I was like 8 years old messaging girls getting banned. I used to get banned though. And then they email your parents and my mom would be like, boy, what is this about? My fault. My fault. I used to download songs with them internet CDs, make copies and sell them. I used to download songs, make the little burnt CDs, give them to girls. That was my thing. That was my calling card back in the late 2000s. So anyways, maybe I should change the name of this live stream. Give me a second. I'm going to change the name of this live stream. You guys, actually, you won't see me do it live. I want to make sure no personal information gets out there. Hold on. We're just going to change the name of the live stream to reaction to Kendrick Lamar. Is Kendrick Lamar a contradiction? So I'm actually happy to see someone potentially critique Kendrick because I feel like I'm the only one that does it. Hey, yo, I'll be losing subscribers when I critique Kendrick. I don't know why that's funny to me because it's not funny, but that should be funny. Certain videos, like I defend What's the Dirt, shout out What's the Dirt. I critique Kendrick, or like even my Tyler video. When I did my Tyler, the Creator video, can I be honest about Tyler, the Creator's music? I thought I was gonna lose subscribers. I didn't, I gained subscribers. Certain videos, I lose subscribers. And it shouldn't be funny. Like, it really should be worrying. Like, bro, you just lost subscribers. That should be funny. I don't know why. Okay, delete it. Villain. Okay, we changing the name of the live stream. Boom. We're going to put deleted villains video in here. We're going to say, watch. I think he should change his name too, but it's working for him. He got 30,000 deleted video here. We're going to put that link. We're going to save. Okay, now we're right into it. I used to make cassette tapes and Friday night mixes. Well, you talking about Friday night mixes like off the radio? Yo, What's the Dirt video was getting some heat. I like the heat though, but I just like engagement. I don't really give a fuck, honestly. Shout out What's the Dirt too. What's the Dirt is the homie. Like I still fuck with What's the Dirt. I hope you still have a CD player. I got my dad's videotapes, no VCR though. Do I have a CD player? I have a CD player in my car. Yeah, LimeWire. I was there for LimeWire. I feel like I was there for a lot of shit that I'm kind of too young for. But I was just young, just doing shit. Anyways, here we go. Delete it. It's a double feature. Kendrick Lamar is a contradiction? Question mark.
That a contradiction. He contradicting himself again. Of course that's a contradiction. The you think life is.
All right, y'all. You know I ain't biased here.
Naruto.
I ain't gonna lie, I damn near needed some upliftment to even do this video. I'm tapped out. I'm exhausted. When the hell is Tyler coming out? I need something new. This will probably be the last take I have for this Big 3 beef, if you even want to call it a beef. At this point, it's more like tofu. It seems that on Kendrick's side, I'm the only creator that's gonna...
Now, let me stop this. Because I don't normally do double features. I don't know. Do y'all want to watch this? Let me know in the chat, everybody, even the lurkers. Lurkers, stand up, all my lurkers. I know my people in the chat. I know Gwen, I know Imperial, Everglades, everybody who's normally here, Zero, who's here all the time. But do y'all want to watch this or should I do this next week? Because I don't normally do double features, you know what I mean? I try to respect y'all time. I try to keep it 1 hour like a TV show, you know? How dare you go against my opinion? I'm just reading the chat. GoGo Gadget said no, we shouldn't do it this. So GoGo Gadget says we should do it next week. Dream Out Loud says we should do it next week. I'm reading the chat. Let me know. Should we do this right now or should we do it next week? We got two people saying next week. We got two people. We got Gwen, Fly to Fit Chick. Dream Out Loud says next week. We got people saying next week. I've seen it, but run it. I'm gonna give it like 30 more seconds. We gonna see. Because I think this is gonna be a good one. I don't want to just smush it in at the end. You know what I mean? Red Gun said, might as well. What you mean, might as well? Like, does that mean do it now or do it later? Let me see. It's old already, so if people start subscribing now, I'll do it right now. If you want to see me do it right now, just subscribe. Subscribe and let me know in the chat. Yo, lurkers, I know y'all are shy. Y'all are laid back, but you got to get in the chat. You got to let your voice be heard. We're going to give it a... Let me set my timer. I'm going to set my timer. I'm going to set my timer for 45 seconds, and then I'm going to engage on what people want. Do y'all want me to do this video right now, or should I save it? Because this is going to be a good one. I don't want to smush it in at the end, but I'm down to do a double feature. We got, the timer's on. We got 40 seconds. A lot can happen within a week with the election. Yeah, the election's next week. Election's on Tuesday. If you want to see me do it now, hit subscribe. Hit subscribe. We got 71. Lurkers, it's your time. If you ain't subscribed, now's the time. Bronxy say tonight, we got like 3 to 5. It's close. It's like the election. Tina B said, I think it should have its own video. I'm really reading the chat. Let your voice be heard. Timer ended. It'll be a week older next week, so I say now. Said now. Who else we got? Create a Fight Fit Chick said create a poll. Okay, now. I think it's too late to create a poll. I got a lot of nows, so I'm going to do it right now. Well, all I say is just hit subscribe. Just hit subscribe, and we'll get through it.
Say this. I've watched so many people's takes on this interview, and I'm actually the only person that seems to feel this way. So maybe I'm the problem. What did Kendrick say again on Father Time?
Guess I'm not mature as I think. Got some healing to do.
Yeah, I guess that's me right now. It's good. I could be the only one that feels.
And for the people who said it deserves its own video, this is my first reaction, but next week we can do a post-mortem. We can do, okay, what do I feel after I've had like a week to think about it? And then we'll do something else too. How about that?
This way. Shit, I'm gonna stand on it. K-Dot's interview had all us hip-hop fans fucked up. And I don't have time to argue with the meat writers that act like academics big chalupa with extra sour cream gurgling at, making excuses or rebuttals of how they agree or love the interview and I'm crazy. All the people that are
if you like that Kendrick interview at Harper's Bazaar, I don't know what to tell you. We didn't learn. Shh. I'm gonna not curse. We didn't learn anything from that interview. How could you like that interview? It was a bunch of BS.
He doesn't need to have a different answer. He can answer the way he wants to.
Yeah, that's
Ask
BS.
me if I care, because I don't. As
Facts.
a hip-hop fan, I hated it. As a stand on all 10 type of dude, I hated it even more.
Facts.
Was it brilliant to take control over the interview and not let anyone ask you tough, specific, uncomfortable questions? Hell yeah, that was brilliant. Am I for having your day one old label mate SZA interview you?
Yo, SZA, yo. Plastic surgery is crazy.
Uncomfortable questions. Hell yeah, that was brilliant. Am I for...
SZA, y'all, one of the best plastic surgeons in the history of the world. So you need to share that person with everybody. Hold on, my fault. Here we go. SZA. Magnificent plastic surgeon. Not gonna lie to you.
Having your
Shout out to SZA.
old label mate SZA interview you, but also a low-key statement, throwing a slight shade at...
And the dudes in the chat. This is a male space right now. Do you find this look attractive? This look. By this look, I mean the full face beat. I mean the wig and then the plastic surgery, nose, mouth, all that. Do you find this attractive? Dudes in the chat or girls, you can answer too. I don't find this, like, she's a pretty girl. But if I saw this out in the wild, I wouldn't be like, oh, I got to talk to her. Nah. The girls I really talk to would be the ones with no makeup. Back in the day, because, I'll be chilling nowadays. They'd be the no makeup, but they still be fine. No makeup, hair back, just on some regular shit. That's always been my type. That'd be the one where I'll be like, oh, let me see what she look like. Oh, okay. The body, okay. The full face beat and all this has never been my thing. Wig, all this has never been my thing. Doechii got a better BBL, not gonna lie, yeah. The Doechii BBL is crazy. Let me go on my timeline. Cause I think I might have tweeted about that. I think SZA can pull it off. Yeah, SZA looks, she has great work done. I'm just saying I don't find it attractive, but that doesn't mean it doesn't look good on her. I mean, can we find a Doechii BBL? Hold on. Before we get back to the video, oh yeah, yeah. This is. I posted this tonight. The Dodgers beat the Yankees. No, Snoop Dogg kicking down the building. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. Dolce BBL. Yeah, shout out Dolce, man. I wasn't familiar with your game. Oh, we're not gonna play the music though. I prefer the natural look, but she's attractive. I feel the same way. She's attractive. I think she was attractive before. I don't think she really. I lost the picture, the pre-surgery picture, but I think she was attractive before. But it's just like the full face beat. I'm just not a fan of that. It wasn't needed. She was beautiful without it. I agree. Yeah, but not wifey attractive. Facts. Yeah. Facts. He's fitting. Cam That Boy said it's fine, but she was cool before. I agree. Zeus said she's not attractive. I don't know. I just think this is, Anyway, let's get back to the video. What are we?
But also a low-key statement, throwing a slight shade at Drake because he stated SZA got you wiped down. You ain't in no big three, SZA got you wiped down. Around the time he had an anthem with her and Sexy Red. So this interview screams loudly of whose side she's on, especially knowing Drake is definitely sad and bothered by this because he's always uptight about his old flings where he made a living off of making songs about them. It's also coming full circle to the initial diss on the BET Cypher in which Kendrick disses Drake, calling him sensitive on how he took the Control verse earlier that year.
I'm about to crack the Da Vinci Code, yeah, and nothing been the same
since they dropped Control and touch a sensitive rapper back in his pajama clothes.
With a younger SZA bobbing her head in the background. All that was perfect. It was a chef's kiss. And I get why hip-hop media could feel away. Kendrick went to Harper Bazaar magazine that has nothing to do with hip-hop. I don't blame Kendrick, since most of the...
I feel like I'm the first person to stick my neck out and say, fuck this interview. I feel like I was the first person. Then I got killed for it. But then I think that empowered other people to be like, yeah, fuck this interview. Like, I'll be getting slayed for certain stuff, man. But I must say what I mean. My subscribers, y'all know, like, regardless, you're going to get an honest opinion from me.
Big hip-hop media outlets are Drake guzzlers, and they played on Dot's name, gaining full control of how you're perceived without misconstruing your words. That was all calculated and strategic and just dope as fuck. But with all that being said, I feel that the interview shouldn't have happened if he was going to make a hypocritical and contradicting statement, specifically about the song Not Like Us. This video will focus solely on that particular segment of the interview, while other creators...
Yeah, because the whole interview was just about, how are you feeling and our feelings and feelings. And there's one part about any music. See, the thing people say is you just want drama. You just want mess. Okay. Well, that may be true. Of all people, I think I definitely suffer from brain rot. I want to see the mess. But I don't think that's what I wanted to see from this Kendrick interview. I think I just wanted to see them roll out something, talk about your previous music, your upcoming music. That SZA Kendrick interview, they didn't talk about anything. And there's one part about Not Like Us, and Kendrick delivers just this word salad. Yeah, Not Like Us. It's about, my energy as a man and how I'm coming and my moral. Where is my...
Shut the fuck up!
Bruh. You should have just not done an interview. And this is why people disagree with me.
Have highlighted the positive aspects, such as Kendrick's reflections on his personal growth. I'll be addressing the specific issue that's currently gaining significant attention on social media. And I know y'all gonna hate me for this video. It's good. Villain type shit. Gotham City. It is what it is. But one thing is for sure. This just made me appreciate the greats even more. Tupac and Biggie.
Right.
50 Cent and M versus Ja Rule. Eminem versus ICP. Jay-Z versus Dipset, Clips. I appreciate real hip hop, real rap, the battles, the war wounds, the scars, the competition. I'm a hip hop head, a natural competitor. I see blood when it's wartime. I play to win. And in my fantasy of a world, being a content creator, to battle against the Drake Gurglers fan base, such as academics, I put myself on Kendrick's team by default. Even though he could care less and don't know I exist, no one asked me to do this. That's on me. It's annoying as fuck though, that I have to unfortunately be the guy guy that's unbiased. Also the guy who can take a step back and look at the entire picture regardless of how I feel. I hate that I have to admit that Drake's bitch ass had the old school rap spirit in him. Seen blood, war.
Bro, yo, deleted. Yo, honestly, subscribe to this nigga's channel because he's literally saying what I said. What did I say? Oh my gosh. We need to go back to one of my videos. First, we're going to hear what he said again because y'all might not have caught that. Hey, deleted. I appreciate you, my guy.
Get the entire picture regardless of how I feel. I hate that I have to admit.
Talk about it.
Drake's bitch ass had the old school rap spirit. In him. Seen blood, war up. And still
right. Bro, okay, hold on. Didn't I say this in the video? This is also one of them videos that I post and I lose subscribers. But I don't care because I spoke facts. Facts. I said, what did I say? I said Drake. Where is that video? Oh, okay. Oh, my assistant just handed me a beer. Thank you. Shout out to my assistant. I said, what did I say? I said, where's my Drake? Yeah, Drake failed versus Kendrick, but we're gonna crack the beer. In this video, I basically talk about how Drake kept it hip hop. Even though Drake lost in a humiliating fashion, he kept it hip hop. He was the one who came out and mentioned Kendrick first directly, mentioned him first on push-ups. He lost, but the family matters. He had some great bars. The hard part 6, he tried. He lost, but he tried. Why does no one is willing to give him that credit? Yo, delete it. This is a smart guy. Dan Freddie said, where we at? Kendrick clearly does not want the battle with Drake to be the center of conversations about them. I think he meant to say. He is moving on to new challenges. I literally said he had your exact stance. Yeah, shout out delete it, man. That boy's smart. Go follow this man. Immediately, he shot way more than 31K. Everyone else who watched this video hated on me. Facts.
On everything he felt and said. Again, I'm not biased. Even if I don't like Drake for how he moves in the industry or the things he's done to the industry and hip hop in general, or approving the prejudiced takes like What's the Dirt, who says racially.
Okay, so hold on. What we not gonna do is call my guy What's the Dirt. That's what we not gonna do. But we gonna hear you out, delete it. Drake rap better. I think that last verse on Family Matters is the best rapping in the entire beef between Kendrick and Drake. And I said that in my video. Again, you can, like, the thing is with YouTube, like I said in the beginning of the video, you know which videos are gonna go do better than average, and you know which ones are gonna do not so great. Me personally, I love talking about hip hop. So like videos like this Ghostface video, I knew this is an old Ghostface song. I knew this wasn't going to get a lot of views, but I felt compelled to talk about it. So I put it out anyways. My most recent one, I knew this wasn't going to get a lot of views. So I put it out anyway. Anything doing with Drake or academics gets a lot of views. So I still post those because I know that's what people want to see. But I'm still putting in shit that I want to do. And at the end of the day, I say all that to say, I knew this Drake video was not going to be popular and was not going to get a lot of views because I'm giving Drake credit for some shit. But I posted it anyway because it's facts. What I said was true. So the fact that they gaslighted What's the Dirt, yeah, What's the Dirt? I fuck with What's the Dirt. So it's like, and I fuck with the company, man. So it's like, I'm not going to go either way. Dirt dude is a clown. No, he's not a clown. What's the Dirt knows a lot about hip hop. Some of Drake's best bar won the Hard Part 6, and it got downplayed in general. I'll be listening to the Hard Part 6 in the gym. You can't be objective and stand culture. You know that. That's facts. Bro, you gonna react to Freddie? He dropped fire albums. Y'all want me to react to Freddie, or y'all want me to do a review after I've listened to it? Let me know.
Hip hop in general, or approving the prejudiced takes like What's the Dirt, who says racially biased stereotypical
easy.
Like Kendrick being the messiah of rap and a milkman, or especially when Drake mocked slavery and thought the shit was funny. Who would have thought this would be the motherfucker who would be the only one out of the three to stand on what he's behind?
That boy's zesty.
The fighting spirit of not backing down by any means and not contradicting or being a hypocrite during the entire battle. And we are talking about strictly rap. the lyrics. This is what we're talking about here. We're talking about straight up beef battle mode. J. Cole folded. Kendrick's contradicting himself. Drake has remained Drake in this beef. Now, that could be a good thing and a bad thing, I guess. I mean, if you want to be morally correct, right? Maybe that shows that Drake has no growth as a person. I mean, we all know that he acts like a man-child. But at the same time, this is hip-hop. And if I have to compare Drake to
Yo, this video game got me way too distracted. This video game he's playing is disturbing.
It's hip-hop, legendary hip-hop beefs. He's moving like a hip-hop artist. I hate that I have to actually give this dude props when it comes to hip-hop and battle rap.
Let's talk about
I would
it.
like it to be about the nigga I'm siding with. Unlike you Drake fans, I know when it's time to say we took an L, and this is the time. And unlike you Meat Right and J. Cole and even K-Dot fans,
Let's talk about
I
it.
know when to say I can't stand by something. And I'm not asking for him to incriminate himself as a gang member. I'm not asking him to name drop Drake either. But to say Not Like Us is about his morals as a man is...
Tina B said that's how Snoop wore his hair in the 90s. Okay, it's not about the hair. This nigga has like a kissy face. He's doing a duck lips in the picture. It just looks zesty. Show me actually, I was gonna say show me a picture of Snoop that looks zesty, but I don't want to see that. But it just it looks sus.
Bizarre, no pun intended. During his interview with SZA, she would ask, "Can I ask you a hypermasculine question? You can also tell me to shut the fuck up.
This is a horrible interview.
What does Not Like Us mean to you?" Kendrick will respond laughing, "Not like us? Not like us is the energy of who I am, the type of man I represent. Now, if you identify with that man that I represent..."
This is a bullshit answer. Kendrick.
Shut the fuck up!
Yo. If you don't just say what is Not Like Us is about Drake, that nigga is a hoe, fuck him. I respect that more. That's 3 sentences, if not 2. Yo, but Not Like Us, it's about my energy and then how I relate to, the ether, the universe, and I did some ayahuasca. Y'all can go ahead and nut ride this. I'm not the guy that's gonna nut ride this. It's just facts. And that's horrible interview, bro. Come on.
Now, if you identify with that man that I represent,
what the hell
SZA
is you
would
talking
intervene.
about?
Break the man down for me. Kendrick Lamar would say, "This man has morals. He has values. He believes in something. He stands on something. He's not pandering. He's a man who can recognize his mistakes and not be afraid."
Word salad. This is like when Kamala Harris starts talking about some shit. Like, oh, how are you going to improve the economy? And then Kamala Harris is like, well, I was raised in the middle class. And then as a middle class, and then we had a black woman who we called her my grandma, but she was really our maid. And then small businesses, my auntie, bro, the economy. The question is about the economy, not how you was raised and your grandma and all this. This is the same type of word salad. And as someone who's been listening to Kendrick, I was like in the first wave of Kendrick fans. Second wave, because the first wave will be people who listen to him as K-Dot. I didn't listen to K-Dot mixtapes. Those mixtapes were horrible. I started listening at the Kendrick Lamar EP. I'm in the second wave of Kendrick fans. I gotta call this out. The beef is tofu. What does that mean? The beef is tofu. Dude, comprehension is key, but I'm not about to argue with anyone who believes otherwise. No different. I think y'all having a conversation within a conversation on the, let me see. Drake is fruity. I don't know. I believe you don't like women. That's real competition.
To share the mistakes,
might pop fast with
deep down into fear-based ideologies or
this
experiences
is bull
to be able to express them without feeling like he's less of a man. If I'm thinking of Not Like Us, I'm thinking of me and whoever identifies with that. SZA then asks, "Now, can I say something else in that realm, or you want me to get away from that? Can I ask you something else?" Kendrick Lamar asks, "Is it mean?" SZA says, "No, it's more like, I thought it was really interesting that there was any consensus at all that you might be an angry individual."
Hearing Deleted read out this interview is making me mad all over again.
For me, I don't find that any energy that comes from you comes from an angry place. And actually, the last hour and change pretty much solidifies that it's almost from a yogic, monk-like place. So when you feel the surge of energy in records like that, is it anger? Kendrick Lamar would then respond,
This is such a bullshit answer. I'm gonna just read my chat in between it. HUR said, make sure y'all vote tomorrow. Facts.
Facts.
I voted already. I'm not gonna tell y'all who to vote for. I didn't vote for Trump or Kamala. There are positives for me if Kamala wins. Kamala, however you say it. There are positives for me if Trump wins. I don't care personally, but I think it's gonna be really interesting. So yeah, definitely vote. And the election is on Tuesday. Go do your thing, man. Early voting, yeah. I didn't early vote. I mail-in vote, but you know it's still early, I guess. The beef is fake. That's why Kendrick not talking. You think the beef is fake? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
I don't believe in an angry person, but I do believe in love and war, and I believe they both need to exist. And my awareness of that allows me to react to things.
Is anyone else falling asleep during Kendrick Lamar's answer? What the hell are you talking about? She asked you about not like us. What are you talking about?
But not identify with them as who I am. Just allowing them to exist and allowing them to flow through me. That's what I believe. Basically, Kendrick saying he won't let a battle change his morals or him as a person and what he stands for. SZA then responds, I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead before I say something crazy. Man, he should have said it means what it says, not
Facts,
like us.
right, yeah,
He kept
but
it pushing. That's just me though. He should have just said that.
Talk
He should have
about
said
it.
means not like us.
Talk
he
about
doesn't
it.
need to explain. He doesn't need to go into detail. Fuck all that other shit. It means not like us. That's the statement right there. It
Right.
means not like us.
Facts.
Don't discredit the song. Don't fuck up the impact. Just say it's not like us. I
Hell.
mean, he didn't
Yeah,
necessarily.
he should have been like, yo, this song was about Drake. I don't fuck with him, never fuck with him, and that's what it is. But to be like, yo, dude, you not like us. One day I was doing yoga, and then during my yogic meditation, and then this is why, yo, like I said in my recent video, sometimes I post videos and I lose subscribers. Yo, imagine posting a video and you lose subscribers. That shit is crazy. It's not funny though. It's not funny, but that should be funny. This is one of those videos. But I'm gonna speak my mind, man. If I wanted to just gain a bunch of subscribers, I would just always agree with the mainstream view, what everyone else agrees with. Because I'm gonna gain subscribers no matter what it is. Whatever the view is, I would just agree with it. But look at this. Lil Durk deserves this. Do you think most people agree with that? Watch my Young Thug video tonight. I'm about to go in on this nigga. Pause.
Necessarily say anything wrong. It was a very humble response. It's very clear he's taking a jab at Cole and Drake, using the word pandering, which basically is J. Cole. I mean, I guess it could be Drake too, but mostly J. Cole. And pretty much also coming for Drake, just overall coming for Drake. Discrediting Drake for not being a man of morals, which he's not. We all know that. Drake's a whole bitch and doesn't act like a grown man. He acts like a 15-year-old lesbian. And I'm not saying 15-year-old lesbians don't have
Show me a Snoop Dogg picture that looks like this. You know, the kissy face. Yo, this ain't even him. When Snoop Dogg was like this, that's how Snoop Dogg was. You can't compare this to Snoop, man. And Snoop Dogg actually just dropped a single with Dr. Dre. They have an album coming out. Apparently, it's the first time Snoop and Dre have worked together since Snoop's first album titled Doggy Style. Apparently, they just released a song called Missionary. I'll listen to it. It sounds good. And they're going to release a whole album together. Very interesting.
I'm saying, like, you know, usually when you're young, you don't really move like that, morally correct. But also, I just say he looks like a 15-year-old lesbian, because he does. However, he wasn't being morally correct when he said, fuck the big three, it's just big me. Or when he dropped Meet the Grams. Bringing people's family involved, talking to this man's son, becoming his new daddy by giving him fatherly advice, in a sense being a better father than Drake. Although he didn't start the low blows, he sure in hell finished them. And he especially wasn't morally correct when he dropped Not Like Us. This wasn't about morals at all.
Yeah, it was not about morals. It was... Next are, why didn't bro being Kendrick, why didn't Kendrick just say a simple answer such as, everything Drake is, it's not like us. Nothing more. Simple, short. That's what I thought it was anyways. Right. Everybody, somebody asks you, like, this is the first interview he's done since the beef. Yo, talk to me about Not Like Us. And you start going into this ethereal I just don't mess with that. I just don't mess with that. And I know I got a lot of Kendrick stans because of the type of videos I do, but I critique and I praise. If you can't handle the critique, I don't mind if you unsubscribe, actually. I would actually prefer that. But all the people who are here, they already know what type of time you're already used to my BS because y'all are here. But it's them other people who have long been unsubscribed. I don't want them there anyways. Because I'm going to post everything that I post is just not going to be PC. And that's just how I am. Y'all know that, though.
Just as petty as Drake. And he showed up as the boogeyman. He wanted the crown, so he pressed them niggas. And he should have. This is rap. And they were playing in his face.
Talk about it.
Called them out.
Facts.
Not like us. A man of morals.
Yeah.
Morally correct. What does this mean? Morally
what is he
correct
talking about?
Something is in accordance with moral principles and is considered morally good. It involves being able to distinguish between right and wrong and acting in a way that is guided by values. He didn't act that way when he set it off with the like that verse and continued through Not Like Us. We know Not Like Us stemmed from Drake's slave comment though, and he rebutted by saying Drake's a white boy. We also know it stemmed from Drake questioning Kendrick's affiliation with gangs in Compton, in which Kendrick did a loud flamed up response at a Ken and Friends concert. It also stemmed from Drake using Tupac and Snoop's voice in an AI diss track towards Kendrick. And let's not forget about Kendrick stating,
What I learned is niggas don't like the West Coast.
I'm fine with it. I push the line with it.
basically
Nigga off
stating
one at a
that
time with it.
Drake and the rest of the world can't relate to the West Coast.
Which they can't. That was facts. What I learned is they don't like the West Coast. It's facts. At this point, they've learned to respect it. All our rappers are good. New York rappers, the young ones, and I like New York rap, but the young ones, the young ones don't respect the old school New York rap. The new New York rappers sound like Southern rappers, or they sound like Chicago rappers. They're doing drill and all this other type of stuff. Our younger rappers on the West Coast, you can hear parts of the G-Funk movement from the 90s that they've carried over. They still got them synths. They'll still have the funk samples. It's a respect that a lot of different coasts, not even different, the East Coast and New York, they don't have that. The younger artists like A$AP Rocky came out doing chopped and screwed music. He came out like on some DJ Screw type ish. Pop Smoke, R.I.P., came out doing drill music, which is Chicago. They may not like the West Coast, but you gotta respect it. Our artists, we're still doing our same type of music. Ice Cube comes out at the Dodger game, everyone loves him. All our sports teams, fire. The Rams won a championship. The Lakers won a championship in 2019. The Dodgers won this year, and they won in 2020. At a certain point, you may not have liked us, but at a certain point, you gotta respect it. That's facts.
People don't show the West Coast love, and a lot of the West Coast music is slept on because damn near everyone was calling Kendrick's songs boring and not relatable, except for Kendrick's core fans. And of course, shining the light on Drake's PDF allegations. It's Not Like Us song was a statement, an answer to all of that. But when SZA asked Kendrick what it meant, his response ultimately made him sound like another contradicting rapper. This could ultimately diminish the impact.
Hey, yo. The fact that somebody else is critiquing Kendrick Lamar, it's honestly shocking to me. I'm the only person who I've known have done this other than Drake meat writers. Meat writers aside, like normally fair, balanced, or even Kendrick fans, like Kendrick leaning fans, the fact that someone else is critiquing him other than me, yo, I respect this. I gotta stand up. I respect this. It's a fair critique, and it's not just a critique just to be shock value or controversial. It's real commentary. Bro, you really believe Tori or Megan? Words, you're in the chat, but you're way in the beginning of the video. But shout out to you though. He did stand on the lyrics. The minute he dropped that track, just like Drake when he dropped his, y'all having a little inner conversation. Okay, I'm gonna catch up to that later. The beef was Drake's coming out story. No homo. All New Yorkers do is slap their hips and eat chopped cheese. Now, shout out to New Yorkers. New York is not my type of city at all. I don't like San Francisco. And New York is probably San Francisco on 10. It's too crowded. It's dirty. It's too many people. I just not into that type of stuff. I'm talking about San Francisco. So, but I can appreciate New York. I love New York rappers. I love, Nas, Hove, all that. I'm just speaking on my side. You know what I mean?
Of the song, if he's not supporting the message it was originally meant to convey. And this may not be that deep to the listeners out there listening right now. Yeah, you might not care about all of that. Like, man, it's just an interview, right? Because it seems like most of the fans support it. You may feel that he displayed a
How could you support that interview? Kendrick didn't say shh in that interview. He didn't say anything. And it's a written interview, so you really got to do work. You can't just have it on playing in the background. You really got to sit down and read it. You sat down and committed 30 minutes of your time to read that interview. Nobody learned anything. Kendrick didn't say anything. It was a waste of interview. He didn't roll out anything. He didn't talk about other past songs. Okay, F the beef with Drake. He didn't talk about anything. They talked about their feelings for like 20 minutes. Then when they finally get to the good question, not like us, SZA is afraid to even ask him about it. Then he goes on this word salad that has nothing to do with the song. Hey, we talk about Drake meat riders, but if you're a Kendrick meat rider, you got to do mental gymnastics to defend this.
act persona, but it's way deeper than that. For me and my peers that
Central California stand up,
who have been in our own battle, our own war through the Civil War. Kendrick basically made every hip hop blogger, commentator, radio host, anyone that sided with him and went at the Drake gobblers like academics,
right, okay,
Aiden, and their huge ass fan bases that all openly attack K-Dot's spinning narratives that myself, we all challenged. He made our.
I'm glad you asked this. It's Mathilde. Is your name Mathilde? They say it was a fashion magazine though. Why should he go deep on the beef? The real question is, why is Kendrick Lamar interviewing in a fashion magazine? Okay, but if you want to interview in a fashion magazine, fine. But it's the first interview after Kendrick Lamar has had one of his few #1 rap songs. I think he only has maybe one or two, or maybe three. One was Like That. The other was Not Like Us. And there might be one more in there. Two of his #1 hits have come recently. #1 rap hits. Why would you not talk about hip hop stuff in that interview? Why would you not go to a hip hop platform? See, people think it's like, oh, a white and black thing. He should have gone to a black media. I don't care if he went to Tim Westwood, Bootleg Kev, Peter Rosenberg. Let's go to a hip hop platform and talk about this. Why make your first interview with a European, it's not even American, European it's a women's magazine, and it's fashion. It has nothing to do with you, Kendrick. Are you in European women's fashion? Why are you doing this interview? That's my question. I would love to hear Kendrick talk about why he took 5 years to talk Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. That's just me. Well, HUR, you've been here the whole live stream. The meat riders will tell you, the TDE meat riders, and again, I'm just a dude, like, I'm gonna just say what I need to say, right? I done been doing the critiques on these guys for years. A year ago, this is really 2 years ago, sad downfall of TDE. They don't care about fans or artists. The meat riders would tell you, Kendrick, he just takes 7 years to do an album. That's why it took all that time to do Mr. Morale. Well, he needs time to release an album. That's what they would tell you. But we just watched a Blackie video where he talks about how, labels can be dirty. They withhold the fact that TDE could have done something. There could have been friction between Kendrick and TDE, which led to the delay of Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And we waited, really it was more than 5 years. We waited like 6-7 years for that album, which wasn't even that good. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers wasn't even that good. Let's really talk about it. Let's really talk about it. That's what I'm saying.
By contradicting himself threatened by being a hypocrite. So like every video I done to this point, he made my own words contradicting. I mean, y'all was all there. They were going in on Kendrick when they were saying he was a contradiction because of the abuse allegations towards Whitney, because he cheated on Whitney with a white woman, or because he wifed a biracial woman to begin with, when they also called him a contradiction because he's doing the halftime show, but once stated he was for Kaepernick and against the NFL. And even though all those are not true whatsoever, and I don't agree with any of those takes, he did, however, contradict himself by answering a question that we all already know the real answer to.
Right.
People see and hear and read things very surface level. Now, to the Kendrick fans that are going to be against this video, you could say that.
Hey, yo, this man's spitting. Go subscribe to this man's channel immediately. Post a W in the comments on behalf of our channel, Top 5 Troy. Yo, W, Top 5. W on behalf of the Top 5 Troy. I mean, Deleted already know me. I mean, he already knows me. But I'm posting the first W, man.
Me. Oh, you're looking at it surface level. It's deeper than that. Nah, I'm looking at it in all four corners of a square, because Drake fans and the rest of the world, they are usually surface level thinkers. These are the same people that would argue with me in the comments when I was breaking down Kendrick's lyrics. I know how they think. This basically made all their assumptions.
Hold on. We got to pause. Yo, Kimberly Porter came through with that bag, though. $20 super chat. I got to read this immediately. Y'all send a super chat. I got to pause what I'm doing and read it immediately, even though we almost at the end of the video. I think the label made Kendrick deny his beef with Drake because he affected Drake's sales. I've never heard this before. Also, he can't call Drake what he is without getting dragged to court. Okay. So you think the label made Kendrick respond in that interview how he did because he affected Drake's sales? Okay, that's one part. And the second part, you think that he can't really call Drake a PDF without getting dragged to court. I believe that second part. That first part, though, Kimberly, I don't know if I agree. I think Kendrick really just wanted to do an interview. I think he knew he would have to answer the not like us question in his first interview back. And I think that's a part of the reason why he did the interview with Harper's Bazaar, a magazine that is not hip hop adjacent at all. And I think that's also why he had SZA interview him, someone who's not going to challenge him. He can tell SZA, don't really ask, don't push on this topic, and she's going to agree. If you go to Charlemagne and you tell Charlemagne, the guy, yo, don't ask me about this or don't push too hard, the nigga's going to do exactly what he wants to do. He doesn't care what you have to say. But SZA, your former label mate, she's going to listen to you. So I don't know. It was that Kendrick, the label made Kendrick deny his beef with Drake. I think Kendrick wanted to do an interview. He knew he would have to do an interview, but he did not want to mention Drake. But he knew he would have to talk about Not Like Us. And that's why that answer came out like a Kamala Harris answer. Well, the situation said, and, you know, the opportunity and the energy, and, you know, I did yoga earlier this month. Okay. We just asked you about Not Like Us and what it means. You talking about yoga. The hell are you talking about?
Or weight in their peon brains. Everything they've been feeling, that Kendrick is a walking contradiction, and how they may feel like they've always been right this entire time.
And look, he said Kendrick is a walking contradiction. If you go watch this video that I've done, right? Of course, after the live stream, of course, and we only got a little bit of time left. But if you go watch this video that I've done, I said that the answer Kendrick is providing in this interview with Harper's Bazaar, it does not help him. He's doing like virtue signaling, which is how people get at Kendrick. The way academics and Adam 22 and Drake, all these niggas, the way they get at Kendrick, because there are very few ways to do it, is they put him on a pedestal that he never put himself on. And then they knock him from the pedestal. So for example, they'll say, Kendrick, like, you're supposed to be this black messiah. You're supposed to be the black, activist, but you dating that woman who's half white. They put him on a pedestal of being a black activist, which Kendrick has never claimed to be. So they put him on it, then they knocked him off it. You're supposed to be a black activist, but you're dating a white woman. They knock him off of it, a half white woman. So by coming on these interviews and doing all this word salad and virtue signaling, Kendrick he's helping them. But again, I don't think Kendrick cares about this, but I'm just saying.
Discrediting the whole entire beef to begin with. I don't want to hear about agendas either, man. This ain't no agenda. This isn't an agenda. Nah, this is a hip hop fan who just wants rap, bro. Lyrical warfare.
Facts.
Serious.
Facts.
It wasn't even that serious until academics and Drake's bitch ass started pushing the narrative, calling OVO goons and Drake calling out Kendrick's affiliation. It was always a friendly fade. Kendrick didn't take personal shots until Drake did. But with all that being said, everything up until this point represented true hip hop. I say up until this point because
this is a crazy video game this man is playing. I can't get over it. I can't get over it.
Undermines the impact and statement of Not Like Us, which ultimately crowned Kendrick as the victor.
Right,
sure, if we break down his response, it can somewhat align with the overall meaning of Not Like Us, but only Kendrick fans are doing that. So again, to everyone else, it diminishes the original message. I'm gonna be honest, this shit pissed me off.
Yo, delete it. Again, I posted my W. Get under my comment, post W's for this man. Yo, and YouTube, YouTube is easy to get views. You just have to agree with what everyone says. For a dude like Deleted or a dude like me to post shit that's contrary to what everyone's saying, you lose subscribers, you get less views, but you put it out because that's how you feel for real. So I gotta respect that.
Facts.
I gotta respect that. And I know bro lost views on this, but he done spoke what he felt. And I'm the type, this is cloth talk. I'm from that same cloth. So, oh yeah, the Dolce BBL is crazy. Hold on. Anyways, shout out Deleted and Kendrick is a contradiction. Yeah, y'all right. That probably did deserve its own video. Next live stream, I'll probably take another look at this with a newfound, taking in what he said this video and having time to think on it. But this is a great video. And all my lurkers, my chat already know I fucks with y'all. And shout out to Kimberly with the super chat. But all my lurkers, if you're lurking, I appreciate your reserved nature. I don't need you to say anything. Just hit subscribe on the channel. That's all. I see the lurkers, y'all. I see y'all though. But anyways, that's the live stream for tonight. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go and post my video. I have a video that I'm gonna post about Young Thug. And it's gonna be probably controversial. We'll see. But you guys have heard these takes already. You guys know what I feel about how I feel about street rappers, gang style rappers. Y'all know how I feel. So if you've heard my takes on this before, the Young Thug video that I'm about to post is not going to be anything shocking to you, but I'm going to literally record it right when I end this stream. It'll probably post within 2 hours. For sure, post within 2 hours. 2 hours. So anyways, that's all I got for tonight. Be sure to subscribe. Yeah, Gwen, you did tell me he agreed with my take. Yeah, I salute anybody who's willing to put their neck out there like that. I gotta salute that. So make sure y'all go watch this video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. This is top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.